All right, guys, so we are getting ready to make our miniature hand pies on Monday morning here for our feast tomorrow. You can eat these today if you'd like as well. So I got my pie dough unwrapped, and now I'm just gonna kind of warm it up just slightly, and I'm gonna coat both sides of that disc in a little bit of flour so that when I go to roll it out, I'm ready to rock. Now I also have my apple pie filling that you guys canned. I have a little egg wash set aside, pastry brush to finish that off, okay? And then I'm gonna talk about this bowl in a minute, but these bowls are gonna be a good template for cutting out your hand pie, okay? So I wanna get this rolled out fairly thin, and remember, we always roll from the center out, okay? Now your pie dough is cold, so it's gonna take a minute to get it to be a little more pliable, but remember, you always wanna make sure it's not sticking, okay? And maybe dust each side in some flour every time you flip it. Okay, you can also flour your rolling pin, but flouring this works just as well. All right, my oven just went off. It's preheated. It is ready to go at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? All right, I'm gonna show you in a minute about how thin this should be. I'm about there on that side. I just need to get this side. All right, now you can fill these hand pies with whatever style filling that you want, or you can use this one as an actual pie dough for a regular size pie crust. All right, you guys, so I'm ready to cut out 4 circles using that bowl there as a template. Another tool I should have gotten out was my pizza cutter. Okay, now you don't want to work the dough anymore. So what I do is I kind of push the bowl down so I can see where it's gonna cut so that I can make sure that I can make 4. Now some of them might have a little edge missing, and that's okay, that's not a big deal. We can piece together part of it as well. Okay, so I kind of have like my outlines, so I'm just gonna very carefully, and this does not have to be perfect. Okay, cut my circles. Like so. I'm gonna save the rest. So you guys will have 4 of those, okay? So now I'm ready to put in my pie filling, and I just like to kind of give them one last roll so they're ready to kind of stretch when we fill them. So now I'm going to open up and you should hear it pop, there we go. Beautiful. I'm gonna use a spoon. Maybe mix it up a little bit because it's got that kind of like syrup that we added into that, and it's gonna melt kind of when you get it into the oven. So I'm gonna do some heaping spoonfuls here, right on to the center there, okay? Again, right onto the center. And you can kind of test how full you can make them. I mean, you want a good amount of filling compared to pie dough, so might as well. Okay, I'm gonna rinse my hands off because you want your hands to be fairly clean for this next part. Makes it a lot easier. I'm ready to fold these closed. Now I'm gonna need my egg wash because I'm gonna egg wash the edges similar to like a pot sticker or an egg roll kind of style. So I'm gonna take each disc here, and it's gonna get a little messy, and that's okay. And I'm gonna wash around the outsides of each one. And then I'm ready to seal these up. So I'm gonna take one side, kind of gathering that filling as I push down. Okay, so I have a little pocket here. Do the same with this one as well. Holding that filling as I'm tucking it over. A little bit fell out, that's okay. Ooh, this one's extra full. All right, I'm gonna flute the edges with a fork, okay? And all that means is I'm going to take my fork and I'm gonna put these on parchment paper on a baking sheet here before I do this so they don't stick to the countertop. I'm just gonna take my fork and seal it shut one last time with a little bit of a decorative edge. And then I'm also going to create a little cut in the top of this with my paring knife, just a few slits so that some steam can escape while these apples are cooking inside of there, okay? Last but not least, remember the purpose of a coating agent when it comes to egg is that we're gonna create a nice sheen, a nice shine. It's gonna be very browned instead of looking nice and pale. It's gonna have some good color to it. So egg wash those really, really good, and then we're ready to bake. And I'm thinking these will take about 15 to 20 minutes at 400 degrees. All right, so turn to your group and assign jobs. Make sure your names are on your recipes for today. And let's have some fun finishing our Thanksgiving feast. Oh yeah, and cameo appearance.